Hi, everyone. I'm Paul with Madcap Software. Today, I get to talk about two of my favorite things, and that is micro content and analytics. So, if you are in the process or have created some micro content, I think you're going to find that analytics can really help you take your micro content to the next level. It's really going to boost it and help your end users a whole lot more. So the backstory to this is back when we were first creating micro content, adding it into Flare, I got my hands on it, several months before we released, and I started playing with it and thought, oh, this is going to be cool. I'm just going to start creating some phrases and responses here. And I just sat down and I just started going, how do you do this? How do you do that? And I just created two or three quick phrases like that. And then I just kind of stopped in my tracks and I go, wait a second, wait. There's got to be a smarter way to do this, because I could just be creating all kinds of random stuff, whether or not people want it or not. I should be looking at what people are after. And so I thought, yeah, I should be looking at analytics. And so if that's a new idea to you, it's not that it's very easy. So you got your Flare documentation, you generate it, you publish it somewhere, and then there's a server that looks at it and sees how people are using it, what topics they're clicking on, what are they searching for, all of that stuff. So back around this time, we were developing micro content, but we were also working in Madcap Central on analytics, putting analytics in there. And I knew what was going to be coming, and I knew it was going to be really cool, and it was going to help me with micro content. So, well, you might be watching this and thinking, oh, great, now he's trying to sell me on something else and trying to sell me on Madcap Central. Okay, so first of all, Madcap Central, if you don't know what it is, it's a cloud-based platform. So it's up there in the cloud, and you can use it to help manage and do all kinds of things with your Flare documentation. You can upload your Flare projects up there. You can generate output. You can have Central host the output, so you don't have to worry about having an IT department do it. You can create tasks, analytics reports. There's all kinds of stuff that you can do up there, and we've had that for a few years. As far as being a salesperson, if you knew me, you would laugh at that thought, because I'm the worst salesperson in the history of mankind. Back in college, I had a job at a local newspaper, and if you're really young watching this, a newspaper is something that used to be made of paper, and that's how people used to get their information. I know it's weird, but they also wanted me to not only write articles but to sell advertising. So total anxiety, and I would go from business to business, sit in my car and psych myself up, and then I'd walk in there, and this was my sales pitch for real. I would walk in there and I go, you don't want to buy anything, do you? And they'd go, no. And I'd say, good. And I'd walk out and go back and start writing articles again. I never sold us things, so I can't. I hate selling, but I just want to tell you that if I didn't get Flare and Central, if I didn't work for Madcap Software, but I knew what I know now, I would buy Central, just really for two things. I would buy it for the checklists that are in there, because it really helps me keep track of all the stuff I'm doing at a real granular level with topics. I need to do this, I need to do that. And it's not easy to do outside of Central. And the second thing is analytics. And I would buy it for the analytics alone, just because of how it's integrated with micro content, because you can't get that anywhere else. A lot of people like to use Google Analytics, and Google Analytics is really cool. You get all kinds of stuff. We have customers who use Google Analytics and they use Central, both. So you can do all kinds of cool things, but this integration with micro content, that's only in Central. And that's really what I want to show you today, because it helps me so much to do what I need to do. Okay, so I create most of my micro content based on the analytics that I see, because I want to be doing what users are after, not what I think they should be after. But I also create micro content on the fly. So as I'm creating new topics, I'll just kind of have that in mind as like, this would be a good place for some micro content, and I'll create the micro content as I go. That's okay to do. That's fine. I do that all the time. But more than anything, I go look at what people are searching for, and that's what drives my activity in creating micro content. So let's hop into Flare, and I'm going to show you. This is so easy to set up. It is so easy. And then we'll go into Central, and I'll show you why I'm so jazzed about this. All right, if you've watched any of my other videos on micro content, you recognize this little project on dog training, and I have an HTML5 target open here. And what I want to do simply is just go down all the way down here to analytics. And in order to use Madcap Central analytics, you have to have a central account. Now, you don't have to host your output up there. You can host your output anywhere, as long as wherever you host it isn't behind some big firewall, and we can't, the central servers can't check on it to see the activity. So you can host it on Central, you don't have to, but you do have to have a central account. So you select this drop down, and we're going to select Central. And I'm already logged in. If you're not logged in, you can click that and go there. And I've got a central license called FictionSoft. It's just what license that I use to play around with, test things, and get screenshots. And I'm just going to create a key. And I'm going to call this one, you can name it anything, Dog Training version 1, because maybe you have version software and you want to keep the reports separate for each one. So you might create a key for version 1, for version 2, for version 3. That's what I do for the Flare documentation and most of our other product documentation. I'll have a separate key for each one of those things, so I can see in this version, this is what people are looking at. In this version, this is what people are looking at. Okay, so I just click OK, and there it is. It's done. And I'm going to just save that. And that's really all you need to do in Flare. And then you build your output and publish it like you normally would when you're ready. And again, if you want to publish it on Central, do it. If you want to publish it on your company servers, do it. Doesn't matter. So now let's go into Madcap Central, and let's look at the actual analytics for stuff. So if you've never seen Madcap Central before, this is what it looks like. And I have a couple of licenses that I use, and you can see one of them is FictionSoft right here. That's the one that I have open. And all you do is you come over here on the left, and you select Analytics. And these are all the keys that I have created on this license for different projects. And you can see Dog Training version 1 is right here. And then you can open it up, and you can see the activity that's happening on that. Now, there's no activity in here because I just now created the key, and I haven't even published the output. So there's no activity. But you can see I've got these other keys for these other projects. And these have been out for a while, so there is activity on them. In fact, I have this one right here where I added a description to it. It said analytics for output stored on different server, just so you can see this is output that's just out there outside of Central. And if I click on that, now you're going to see the data. You're going to see all of this stuff in here. I'm going to clear this thing because that's something I'm going to show you in a little bit. So over on the left, you can see and access all the different kinds of reports you want. Phrases, what search phrases are people using? What are people searching for and not getting results? What topics are people clicking on the most? What browsers are people using? All kinds of stuff like that. So when it comes to using analytics to enhance your micro content, it's this phrases page that you want. And this is going to list all of the search phrases in order, the most number of searches, and it just kind of works its way down. And I only have 4 on this. Oh, I have a few more, but it can go for pages and pages and pages. Now, what happened was we were developing this, and I talked to our team, and I said, hey, you guys think you could do me a huge favor and add a column for me, because I think it would really be helpful to me and to other people. And they go, well, what are you thinking? What do you want it named? What's it supposed to do? And I said, well, I think I'd like a column that's named something like micro content or micro content results. And what I think it should show is for each search phrase, I want it to show whether or not I already have micro content for it. Because I could come in and look at search phrases and go, oh, okay, these are the things people are searching for the most, but I could waste a lot of time going, okay, they searched for this. Now I need to go back in my document, in my project and go, did I already create micro content for that? And this just tells me right away whether it's there or not. So if you look in this micro content results column, you can see there's an X if I don't have micro content for it. There's a check mark if I do have micro content for it. So this saves me so much time, and it really drives my production of the micro content. I'm going to open up my actual real license where I have my actual documentation and go look at the same stuff. So you can see all these keys I've created over time. And I'm going to go look at the most recently published one because I'm recording this before we've actually published Flare 2021. So I'm going to go look at 2020 R3. And there's all this data in here on the phrases, and you can see the stuff that people were looking for the most. And I can scroll down, and this goes on for pages and pages. And by the way, notice that most of these searches are just 1 or 2 words. So that's also useful because you might do what I started out doing is start typing phrases like, how do I do this? How do I do that? And it's not like people don't do that. They do, but for the most part, they're just typing a couple of words. And if I look over here under micro content results, you can see check marks, check marks, check marks, because I've already gone through this for pages and pages and pages and pages. And I've created micro content for all kinds of stuff. And so it's telling me, yeah, you did it. You don't need to go create micro content for this. But what I really want to know is the stuff that I haven't created micro content for. And so I could scroll and scroll and scroll and look for it. But the really cool thing that our guys did was add this filter in here. And I like to just keep it on this one. Doesn't have micro content, and filter that. And it goes all the way down till it finds the first one. Now I just see X's. Cool. So now I can just focus. I start at the top and I work my way down. I go, oh, okay, people are looking for this. What do they mean by this? And I create micro content. And as I do that and I republish, then this turns into a check mark. That's it. That's really how simple it is. So it's not confusing. It's not hard, but it's just about, one of the most helpful things that I use. Just really makes my life, my work much, much easier. And that's what I wanted to show you today, because I thought, hey, if you see how this can happen, how this works, and can envision yourself using it, then you'll just kind of get all excited. But I'm not trying to sell you Madcap Central, but look, you should get Madcap Central. That's all I'm saying. So that's going to do it for today. Hopefully you found this useful. That's it. Talk to you next time. Bye.